I'm going to kind of get real for a minute here. I have been, let's see, this business, I'm coming on 1 year now that I have been with this business, and I have been surprised many times at how many blessings have come from it, how many relationships, more than the financial blessings. There's been relationships, there's been personal growth, there's been so many great things that I have gotten out of this as a person. And I think it's made me a better person all the way around. One thing that has surprised me though is sometimes, and if you're brand new, I don't want this, please don't take me the wrong way, but there have been days that have been hard in this business that maybe have been surprising to me, that there were things that would happen that would bring out insecurities in me, or would make me surprised at how hard I would take something. Some of you, if you've been with me for a while, you know what I'm talking about. There are days that people get upset, or they don't like their products, or they don't want to be my customer anymore, or they want to quit on me, or I wanted to reach out to someone and I swore they were my friend and they ignored me completely. And I didn't think it would bother me, but it did. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There are things that have upset us in this business that we didn't expect. There have been shipping problems. There have been the back office switch. I came home with a newborn baby and Plexus didn't even ask me. They just changed the whole entire back office on me. They just messed it all up. And I laugh about that because I'm like, didn't they know that this is not a good time for me? And it upset me, and it made it really hard. There's been a couple people in the last couple weeks that have just gotten under my skin, and it's brought out a side of me that surprised me. Okay. So I hope I'm not scaring anybody yet, but I feel like this is something that a lot of us struggle with. I talk to some of you a lot. Some of you I don't really know that well, but some of us are kind of going through all of this at the same time. So what I wanted to talk to you about tonight was something that Zach was telling me about the other day in a book he's reading, and I, honest to God, have no idea what it's called. I did 5 minutes ago, but I don't right now. So there's two circles that we have. We have a circle of concern and we have a circle of influence. And our circle of concern tends to be really big. It's a big circle. In my mind, it's like a pizza. It's a big circle, thinking about food, but it's a big circle. We've got a circle of concern. And then we have a circle of influence, and our circle of influence tends to be like this. Okay. These are things that we can control. These are people that are on our team that love us and that listen to us and allow us to pour into them. These are daily methods of operation that we can do, that we can control. And a lot of times we neglect this circle. We neglect the things that we can control, and we focus on our circle of concern, which is huge, which is shipping, and which is the back office, and customers that quit, and people that are negative, and people that, don't want to do this anymore. People that talk to us like it's our fault that Plexus didn't ship their stuff. You know what I mean? It's a big circle of things we can't control. And a lot of times we get really hung up on that. We have a circle of, we want to add 8 people this month. But guys, that's kind of in your circle of concern. That's not something you can control. You cannot make anyone join your team. You can't make them. That's totally on them. Your circle of influence is like this. But we are spending all of our time, energy, our focus, our emotional energy, everything, we spend it on our circle of concern. And what I would really like to see on our team is for us to change our mentality and change our mindset to focus on the things that we can control. There are always going to be people that don't get what you're doing, that will never get it. Maybe they signed up with you, but they have been nothing but trouble since they got their products or since they got started. They have been, if you're always stressed, are they going to quit on me? They are not in your circle of influence. They are in a circle of concern. All right. Maybe you felt like you had them for a second, but they are giving you the runaround and they are stressing you out. You got to stop. You cannot spend any more energy on that circle. I'm telling you this because this is like me. This is what I needed. I have been spending a lot of energy, a lot of emotions on things I can't control. And we have to step up as leaders and as business people that have good sense and just pour into the people that we can, that we'll accept it, that we can influence, and we will focus on the things that we can influence. So when someone is negative or when someone has a problem, we're going to spend our energy on the areas of that problem that we can control. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was ranks. We all want to get to the next rank. If you're silver right now, you're trying to get to gold. If you're gold, you're trying to get to senior gold. I'm trying to get to emerald. Some of you, we're all trying to get to the next rank. And that is, a lot of times, we make that really stressful, where it was supposed to be fun. And I apologize as a leader of this team, because I know that I have put pressure on myself, and in turn, it's probably put some pressure on you guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with working hard and trying to meet a goal and trying to rank up. But when we've made it stressful and we've taken the fun out of it, I think that's where we have a problem. So we need to make sure that this stays fun, that this stays something that you can enjoy doing. This was not meant to be stressful. So what I mean by that is, I don't want you to focus on your next rank. Y'all are all probably like, what? But we need to work hard. Yes, you need to work hard. When I say, what are your goals? I want you to tell me now. I don't want you to say, well, I'm trying to get to gold. Great. I'm happy for you if you're trying to get to gold. I want to see you at gold. I'll celebrate when you get to gold. Whenever you're trying to get to, I'm going to celebrate that. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to say, yeah, I'm trying to get to gold. My next rank is gold. I'm trying to get there. Here's what I'm doing to get there. And I want you to come up with what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, not where you're trying to get. All right? That means the things I just went over, your why, your list, reaching out, three-way calls, following up. Those are things that will, in time, if you're consistent and you're bold and you are praying over your business, that will get you the results you're looking for. But those are things you can control. What you do and how you do it, those are things you have control over. Your rank, you don't have control over. You don't have control over people joining you or not joining you. You don't have control over any of that. And another thing I want to say to you, and you're all going to gasp, but ranks don't mean anything. In my mind, they don't mean anything. What I'm trying to say is that they don't define you. They don't make you any better than anybody else. They don't make you any worse or any less than anyone else. They are not important to your self-worth. They don't mean anything. If you're not happy now, you won't be happy when you get to whatever rank you're trying to get to. It's not going to change your life just because you're an emerald. It's going to change your life in ways like, you have a free car, maybe you could get out of some debt. Yeah, I get all that. That's exciting to me. That's a lot of the reason why I do what I do. But if I'm not happy right now where I am, I'm not going to be happy when I get that. Our happiness is not going to just happen when we reach that certain rank. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I feel like we've put a lot of importance and a lot of our identity and our worth in these ranks and these titles. And they don't mean anything. It's awesome if you can achieve it. You should feel proud. You should feel accomplished. We will celebrate it. We'll go crazy. You'll get a bonus. It's going to be incredible. But guys, I'm not any happier than I was when I lived in a little 2-bedroom house and we had like $20 in our bank account. I'm telling you, I'm not any happier now. I feel a little less stressed now. I feel like we have some room to breathe, but happiness, no, I was happy then too. So you've got to find a way to be content with where you are and know where you want to go, but don't put so much stress on yourself and pressure on yourself. Focus on the in-between. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And we're going to be happy and content with however long it takes and however the process goes, what we can control. That's what I want you guys to do. I want us to change the culture on this team. I know I just got all preachy on you, and I'm sorry, but it has been weighing on me all week. I've talked to Liz and Tiffany about this a little bit because I know that us three, I'm sure they don't mind me saying, we were stressing ourselves a little bit about where we're trying to get to. And I get it, guys. Believe me, my family depends on this. I know a lot of you need this for your family, for you guys to stay home with your kids. I'm in the same boat, but I know that some way, somehow God got me through it, before I had plexus, and he's not going to stop now. So just trust the journey, trust the process, do what you can control, look at your steps, your action steps, and say at the end of the month, if you didn't reach your goal, and you can say, I did everything I could do and I controlled everything I could control and I still didn't get it, then you can be content and happy with that. Hope all that makes sense. If anyone has anything they want to add, I'm all for it. Any questions? It did not mean it's y'all. Some of y'all don't know, but my dad's a pastor. So I have it somewhere in me, I guess, to preach it a little bit. And Zach too. Zach's preaching to me that the circles, he was like giving that to me the other day. And I'm like, you got to write a sermon right now. Anyway, questions? Anyone want to add anything? Who's raising? Are y'all meaning to raise your hands?
It's Lynn. I raised my hand.
Okay. Go ahead.
I always have something to say. My team took a really big blow, which means Tiffany Blackwood's team took a really big blow.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to have a come to Jesus meeting about that. And I said, Tiffany, we just got to make up the difference and then, but not put pressure on ourselves. Like it'll just all fall into place. We can't beat ourselves up. We couldn't control what had to happen. So I just made a goal to do 10 myself, and then she made a goal to do 10 herself. And so if we each do 10 and our team does some, we'll be fine. So I think we have to set our goal high enough, and then you land somewhere among the stars of those numbers,
I agree. I know. I mean, it happens every month. People inevitably are going to quit. Not everyone is going to get it. Not everybody is going to be consistent enough to have results. It happens every month. I've learned though, shake it off. Like we can't do anything. So, don't let it get to you. You're going to have to develop some thick skin, which is something I didn't have a year ago. I thought I did. It's funny. The longer, I was in this, it brought out some things I did not realize about myself. Which is obviously a very good thing. It was very good for me to realize some of these things that I was struggling with, but didn't have anything really challenging me in life, So,
Ashley, that new song that's out, I guess it's new, called Diamonds. I don't know if you've heard it, Diamonds. If you really listen to the words, I play it every day. That in God's timing, that he's refining us, and then he'll make diamonds. And so it's all about timing, and it's all about doing your steps, and God will do his part. So we can't make things happen that he doesn't want to happen. So
that's right.
That's a great song. Like everybody
share that on my team page, please. Will you after this?
I will. I'll try to find out how you put the song on there. I don't know how to do all that. Tiffany can do it.
Tiffany can do it. I was going to say Tiffany can do it for you.
You can teach me. I'm teachable.
Anybody else? Y'all good? Well, that was all I had. I have someone in mind I'm trying to get for next week. Please tell your teams about these calls. Get them on here. I know some of y'all are doing that, and I know it's different every week. We have some people on, some people that, can't make it. I get it. But I always do my best not to waste anyone's time and make these effective for you and helpful. And so I have someone not lined up. I haven't asked her yet, but I'm trying to make sure that's who I want. But I have a feeling she'll be fine unless she has something going on. Someone on a different team. She's senior Ruby, and we recently kind of just connected, and I really like her. So I'm going to see if she'll come on and talk with us a little bit. So yeah. Okay. So since y'all are quiet, I'm going to put a few people on the spot. I'm glad. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking around. Let's see. Tiffany, top tip of the day. Don't make that face.
I wasn't ready. I want to go first. Okay, well, it kind of goes along with what you were saying because I've been working on it. We read a lot about detaching yourself from the emotional I guess, your response to people's responses. So, a no doesn't have to ruin your day. You move on. They won't be changed by Plexus, and you move on to somebody else who will. So I'm really working on not being attached, even, when it's people you love and care about and you want to change their life, products-wise, or even financially. It's their choice, and they can say no. And it's sad, but you have to move on to somebody else who's willing to invest in themselves. So that's my tip.
Love. Okay. Let's see. Heather, top tip of the day.
I would say my top tip of the day goes along the lines of consistency. And what you said, that when you plant that many seeds, like things that you can control, and you are completely 100% certain that you did everything that you can to control, you've planted so many seeds. This might not be your month to promote, but you know what? Next month, you're going to see all that stuff get watered and grow, and you are going to just explode. If it's not next month, it will be the next month, because you're going to be so consistent that growth is inevitable. It's coming. It's going to happen.
I agree, for sure. I think all that is so important. If I could give you one piece of advice right now, is to be consistent. You will not know what is going to happen if you quit. If you quit, and even if you're still an ambassador, but you're not working and you've kind of quit, you're not going to know what's going to happen. Tap into your potential, reach your full potential, do what you can do, as much as you can do. Look at your life right now, look at your schedule, look at what you have going on, and see what you can do. Not what I'm doing, not what Liz is doing, what you can do, and do that to the best of your ability, and be really consistent. Whatever you're doing, just be consistent with it. And it will happen. It will. It just will. I promise. Okay, Liz, top tip of the day. You knew it was coming.
Okay. The only thing that I can think about, since we're talking more not more, it all relates to Plexus, but inspiring things. The only thing, honestly, that can come to my mind right now is I was reading in my Bible today about David, and how David didn't just pray to God, but he literally cried his complaints. So when we have these issues like back office and shipping and whatever, are you going to your sponsor and complaining? Are you going to your sideline and complaining? Are you complaining to a customer, another ambassador? That's going to bring so much negativity. Tell it to God. Don't, it just really resonated with me, because I am guilty of that. And it just reminded me how, the Lord wants to hear what we want in our business. He wants to give us the desires of our heart, and he wants us to cry out like David. David was a man after his own heart, and he loved him. And, we know how incredibly, just exalted he is in the Bible. And he was literally, I was reading today, he was in a cave crying, because he was afraid. And the Lord honored him. And really, that's just my tip, is if kind of like you posted in the team page today, praying over your business, be specific and pray for big things, because I've changed my prayers, and I pray for really big things now. And the Lord honors the desires of my heart. And I'm going to work on, instead of going to someone on the team or a friend, my husband, whoever, and complaining about Plexus or that I'm not growing, I'm going to just talk to Jesus. So that's all I got.
No, that's perfect. I mean, one thing I can say, and I don't know everyone on this call personally to know whether or not you are, a Christian, or whether you're praying or reading about, if that's something you do or whatever. I will tell you, though, that is, I promise you, I will attribute that, number one, to having any success at all with this business, is that God has been a part of it from the beginning. Before I even hit join Plexus, I prayed about it. And my husband and I prayed about it. And we made sure it was something we felt like I should do. And it seemed very logical. God is logical. We needed a opportunity. This is an opportunity. We were praying for one. This was presented, makes sense. But something that I've prayed about consistently And that is not to make myself into something, but it's just to say, I'm not getting choked up. I just choked, literally. um, just to say that, like, God is He is going to get the glory for what I have been able to achieve. It's not because of anything I've done. It's because He is leading and guiding me and giving me the right team and giving me the right people to encourage me and the right things to plug into. So I want to encourage you, pray over your business. It is not a goofy exercise. It is real. There is power in prayer. And if you need this, like I need it, God will hear you, and He will make sure that this is something that grows you and pushes you and challenges you, but also blesses you. Because I know for me, it's been a challenge in a lot of ways. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare the new people, but there have been days that weren't super sunshine and roses. There have been days, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it. And I think the things that push you are probably the best things in your life. So that was good, Liz, for sure. I don't really have anything else to cover. I'm happy to stick around and chat with y'all and answer questions, or I'm going to stop recording now so that we